What do you want to be when you grow up? We're pretty much asked this question from the time we can talk, right? And as we grow up, our answer tends to change. Then towards the end of high school, the question changes too. What schools are you applying to? Then once accepted to, what's your major? And as undergrad comes to an end, the most trying question of them all, what are you going to do after you graduate? Well, for me, I knew what I wanted to be since my Barbie days. And I learned how to sew at the age of 9. As for college, I only applied to VCUarts. Sorry, I clicked a little too many times there. Now you know my whole life. There. I only applied to VCUarts because the #1 public art school was just an hour away and offered my major, which of course was fashion design. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Pointing at you. Okay, got it. I focused in eco design and plus sizes and worked primarily with woven fabrics. Now, as for what I would do after I graduate, I had no idea. All I knew is that I wanted to design and learn everything I could about the fashion industry. Now, when we think of the fashion industry in the United States, one major city comes to mind, right? New York City, the fashion capital of America. Having visited the Big Apple several times, I was pretty confident that I would rather not live and work in the largest city in the country. But my feelings were pretty much summed up with this recent study I found from the National Bureau of Economic Research, which ranked the most happy and least happy metro areas. And wouldn't you know, Richmond, Virginia, where I earned my 4-year degree, ranked most happy metro area. And New York City, where the entire fashion industry is located, ranked least happy. But because 9 out of the 10 entry-level design positions were based in New York City, I decided I'd never truly know unless I gave it a shot. So I took the first job I was offered. It was a paid internship at a Chinese company designing mass-produced knitwear in the heart of Midtown at 36th and Broadway. So, as you can see, pretty much the opposite of what I was looking for. But I must say, my lunchtime view from the 22nd floor rooftop wasn't too shabby. After 6 months here, I had become an integral part of my development team with 5 successful seasons of knit tops under my belt. Now, this whole time, I was anxiously awaiting the lift of the corporate hiring freeze so I could finally be a big girl with a salary-paid job. Instead of that happening, there was actually a huge downsizing, leaving 40% of the design department laid off. Naturally, I took this as a sign, decided it would be a good time to go home. But on the bright side, I was now super determined to figure out a way that I could continue designing despite my geography. It was this determination, along with the fear of having a gap on my resume, that led me to bring the fashion industry home by creating my own opportunity. Thus, the birth of SACKdress, a one-size-fits-all custom convertible dress made in good old Stafford, Virginia. And as you probably guessed, this is SACKdress. SACKdresses are handmade, zero-waste garments sold online on my Etsy shop as well as by custom order at Ava Loren Bridal in downtown Fredericksburg. And they come in a variety of fabrics, colors, prints, lengths, and hem styles. And every dress you see is the same dress. It's just, there are different design elements added. Now, it's been about 1.5 years since I started this journey of being my own boss and a business owner. And although I have a long road ahead of me, I'm here today to share with you some of the insight I have, which can enable you to take your passion, whatever it may be, and create your own opportunity. You want to know the first step? Don't be afraid. There are 28 million small businesses in America, and 22 million of them are self-employed. Maybe you're afraid that whatever you're passionate about has already been done. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. The original concept for this convertible dress is not my own. However, through the many ways in which I improved upon and evolved this simple sack pattern, I've made it my own. It's like my mom used to say growing up, there's nothing new under the sun. Just think, the person or place that you gained your inspiration from was once inspired by someone who did something before them. Now, I bet you're wondering, how do I get started? Well, this is pretty profound. Use what you have. Beginning to independently pursue your passion is as simple as taking your ideas and abilities and taking full advantage of the resources you have. And one major resource you have right outside your front door is your local community. This is a large group of people that you automatically have one thing in common with, your geography. And for me, the fact that everyone wears clothes. Reach out to other entrepreneurs and local talents and small businesses to collaborate with. And don't be afraid to share what you're doing with your community. Never underestimate local press. If I hadn't sent my press kit to the Freelance Star, and they had never written an article about SACKdress in the business section of their Sunday paper this summer, I wouldn't have been invited to speak here today. To take your reach from local to global just requires an internet connection because, as you well know, we are living in the age of social media, which has taken word of mouth to a whole new level, whole new galaxy. In fact, half of all internet users rely on social media to make a buying decision, and 71% of them are more likely to buy products from companies that they're connected with online. Now, for me, another major platform like Etsy, an online marketplace, was vital to my initial success because it helped me connect with customers from all over the world who I would have never been able to reach otherwise. Now, although your initial press and marketing doesn't have to cost you, I learned the hard way that all of this dream chasing is a heck of a lot easier with a second source of income. Find a side hustle that works for you. For me, I was looking for something that wasn't as time-consuming as a 9-to-5, where I could put some part of my skill set to good use. Some local opportunities I found included brushing up on my graphic design ability and designing the t-shirts for the St. Patrick's Day soccer tournament here in Stafford, using my sewing ability and taking on alterations, drawing upon my computer skills, and working for a local online startup, and sharing my dress and design knowledge by helping out at a local dress boutique in downtown Fredericksburg. Now, the single most important lesson I've learned through this journey has been to always embrace challenges. Problem solving is the name of the game, so in whatever you do, shift your thinking that problems are a negative thing because it's overcoming obstacles that's going to get you out of your box, trying different approaches. And this is what will evolve your product, brand, service, your company into being more than you ever thought it could be. An example of this for me came in the form of a custom Etsy request from a Canadian bride who had a very specific idea of what she wanted for her bridesmaids. She loved the idea of a convertible dress, but wanted to know if I could not only make the dress out of chiffon, a woven fabric. Until this point, sack dresses were made of jersey knit fabric, but she wanted 3 layers of chiffon, and she wanted these layers to be asymmetrical, and she wanted the hem to fall short in the front and long in the back. Now, I'm sorry to say that Teresa of Ontario had to cancel her wedding, but this is what came of her demanding request. And although I didn't get paid to make this sample, and I never received an order for my efforts, I am so grateful for this challenge she presented me with because it helped me evolve my SACKdress into something I never knew it could be. This leads me to my final message. To give. Now, I'm not talking about giving a free product or offering discounts. I'm talking about giving of your time and your talent. For example, speaking at this TEDx event today, or designing for a charity fashion show. When you give of your time and your talent, you're not only opening up the door to connect with your customer base, gain inspiration, or meet new people. You're opening up the door to inspire others. Now I'm going to end with this powerful quote from Abe Lincoln. The best way to predict your future is to create it. And with your passion and ambition driving you along the way, you are capable of creating your own opportunity. Thank you.